Right about now, we're sitting here looking at San Antonio, and basically they just can't catch the hint. It was reported that Kawhi Leonard made it intentionally hard for Greg Popovich to have a meeting with him. It's been over a month. He was finally able to sit down with Kawhi Leonard and try to air out some grievances and see what happened and how they could rectify the situation. At this point, it's too far gone. There's already rumblings that Kawhi Leonard is still upset about what Tony Parker said about his quad injury, how Tony said he had the same quad injury and he was back in time enough to play. So it's so much back and forth here that it's basically irreconcilable differences. You'll look at a similar situation with DeAndre Jordan, where he committed to the Dallas Mavericks. Chris Paul, Doc Rivers, Blake Griffin, they all drove down to where DeAndre Jordan stays in Texas. And they sat at his house and made him sign a contract before the deadline. And he basically voided his commitment to the Dallas Mavericks. They had to force it upon him. How did that work out? Well, you lost Chris Paul anyway. DeAndre Jordan is not happy in LA, and he wants to move. He wants to go to play for Houston. That's what's been reportedly said by Wojnarowski and Ramona Shelburne, etc. So having meetings with somebody, forcing somebody to do something against their will, is not going to change how they feel about the organization, the situation, and they just can't. San Antonio just can't catch the hint. I know you don't want to lose a talent like Kawhi Leonard, but at the same time, if he's exclusively telling you he wants to play for LA, he's letting it known on the open market that he wants to play for LA. Let him go. Let him go. He's not, it's not like a boyfriend girlfriend relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's a once in a lifetime talent, but the way that San Antonio drafts, they can find another talent, and they have LaMarcus Aldridge. So right now, they just have to catch the hint and just trade him. They have to trade him. Even if you don't trade him to LA, trade him for the best possible package that's for you. But this says a lot of things about that organization that maybe we're not noticing. Before they when we said quiet guys, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, a bunch of guys that they'll take pay cuts. They'll do whatever the organization tells them to do. With this new era of player mobility and stars having so much power, recruitment, etc., this is unprecedented that a coach of Greg Popovich caliber cannot get a meeting with his own star player, a five-time NBA championship coaching coach. He has 5 chips under his belt. He's one of the all-time winningest coaches in NBA history. He can't get a meeting with his own player. That just shows you how much power that these players have these days. And the owners are taking note of this. The next collective bargaining agreement is going to be a mother. It's going to be a mother. It's going to be ironclad, and all of this player mobility, teaming up, players initiating the team ups. That's going to be dead, guys. So you might as well enjoy it now, because pretty soon it's about to be over. And San Antonio, Cleveland Cavaliers, all these examples of what happens when the players, or when the inmates, when the inmates are running the asylum, the owners aren't having it, and it's a wrap. It's a wrap, and this is proof positive. Watch after this collective bargain agreement expires. The next one coming up, all this is going to be dead. They're probably going to put a clause in there where players have to meet with the coaches, where players have to declare. There's going to be a whole lot of changes due to the player mobility. But, man, this is crazy. Like, if you look at it, it's Spurs drama. We never heard 2 words together, Spurs and drama. When you see this drama unfolding in front of your eyes, it just shows you that sometimes you just don't know someone or a person or organization. Like, like how they say this guy committed a murder, this guy was a woman beater. You're like, oh, I would never ever expect him to be a woman beater. But that's the point. You don't know what's going on between, behind closed doors. And that's exactly what's getting exposed. He's mad. Kawhi is mad about, how they handle his injury. He's mad about Tony Parker. He also can see the future of this organization, and it just doesn't look like they can attract free agents. Even if LeBron James wanted to come to San Antonio, it's just not an enticing place to come play. The best they could do is LaMarcus Aldridge, and that hasn't really worked out to their benefit. So it is what it is. It's just very surprising, and it's kind of a shame. But the next collective bargaining agreement is going to address all of this. Watch and see.